And welcome to the Arbor Ice Cube for Pioneer at Huron Hockey. I'm Pete Poyer along with Nick Wisniewski with all the play-by-play action. How you doing, Nick?
Great, Pete. Great day to be here. Great afternoon for hockey. Amazing visibility inside the hockey rink today. Perfect temperature. And looking forward to a great cross-town rivalry game between Ann Arbor Pioneer and Ann Arbor Huron.
Pioneer, the visiting team, in the purple and black with the white lettering and white trim. Huron within their home whites with the green lettering with the green and gold trim. And we're underway. Pioneer controlling the face-off, sending it down to the Huron zone. Now back out center ice. Aronson trying to pick it up now. Sylvester flips it into the Pioneer zone. Now Pioneer will break it out of their own zone quickly. Intercepted by Huron momentarily. Play near the Huron blue line on the far side. Now the puck will be dumped in behind the River Rat net. Picked up by Anthony Moran, sent in behind the net. Now Moran gets it back, loses control momentarily. Louis Marr headed back for it. He went for, there's the shot, sailing wide of the net, behind the net. And Huron will pick it up and flip it out center ice. And this is going to be far enough for an icing, so the faceoff will come back down into the Huron zone.
And this, of course, the second meeting between Huron and Pioneer for this season. Pioneer, the winner of a 9-1 victory early on in December. This is a different Huron team, though.
Well, face off to the left of the Huron goalkeeper, Bobby Coulter. Controlled by Huron. Held into the blue line, shot right on net. Sticked aside by Coulter. Still held in by Pioneer. Now puck sent out center ice and down. That's going to be right on goal. Turning with it for Pioneer, Bryce Brown. Held in momentarily at the blue line, picked up by Nico Mikos. And Bonnie holds it in at the blue line for Huron. Flipped off the glass and out center ice. Sending it deep for Pioneer. Austin Carl. Now puck right out in front of the net. Knocked aside by the Huron defense. Held into the blue line. And the River Rats will take over and send it out center ice. Huron will go for the line change. And they'll go for the complete change as they change their defense at the same time. Jeremy Brown sent it out center ice for Pioneer. Sent back in by Kim. Now Leo Kim will go after it in the far corner. It's off his stick. Picked up by Pioneer. And they'll bring it out of their own zone. Stopped by Aronson at the blue line. And we're going to have an offsides call, and the faceoff will come back out over the Huron blue line.
And so far, Pete, we've had the customary feeling out period here these first couple of minutes. These teams will really get into the groove here shortly, though.
Faceoff won by Nathan Yenkel. Pioneer will send it down deep into the Huron zone. Now puck back out center ice. Stopped by Kim. He'll send it back out. Pass a little too far for Aronson. Now puck will come off the boards and out center ice. Canfield will go back for it. He'll clear the zone. Taken off his stick by Evoy. Evoy will dump it deep and go chasing after it. Let the Pioneer defense back there to cover up and bring it back out center ice. Now Friedman with it. He'll dump it back out center ice. Picked up by Stripling momentarily. Now Huron will pick it up. There's the shot off the glove of the goaltender Gage. Now Mar will send it deep. Back to the blue line, held in. Shot sails wide of the net. Forechecking deep is Packard. Now Mar picks it up in the near corner. He'll send it back out to the point. Keeping along the near boards. There's a quick shot and a save made. Stripling with that last shot for Pioneer. And we'll have a face-off to the left of Coulter.
That save there by the junior Bobby Coulter. He is one of the reasons why that first game between Huron and Ann Arbor Pioneer may have been so one-sided. Did not play that game. Missed some games early in the year due to an illness.
12:30 to play here in the first period. No score as of yet. Hope you're enjoying all the action here on City TV Sports. Now Mar stick handling. He'll gather it back in. Direct a shot on net, directed wide. Off the stick of Moran. Now reverse it. Held in by Packard. Now back to Packard. There's a big slap shot in behind the net. Now the puck will be controlled by Moran. Back to the blue line. Puck along the ice. No one there to redirect it. Held in once again at the blue line. Good pressure here by the Pioneers. Now Aronson tries to clear it. Can't do it. There's a shot from the point. Misdirected and a goal. Anthony Moran picks up the rebound from the point and puts it past Bobby Coulter, and Pioneer draws first blood. They lead 1-0.
Great job by Moran there, just being steadfastly in front of the goalie. You know, you might never know you might get a rebound, and he took advantage of it right there.
Now, good pressure by the Pioneers in those last couple of minutes, and it pays off with the goal. 11:38 to play here in the first period. Face-off controlled by Pioneer. Oh, Mikos and Mar will pick up the assist on that goal by Moran. That center ice pass misses everybody. Picked up by Friedman. Now it'll be picked up by the Pioneers' Brayburn. Brayburn will bring it into the zone. There's a redirected shot. Knocked away by the waffle pad of Coulter. Held into the blue line once again. Pass off the stick. And that's going to be an icing call, and a face-off will come back down to the River Rat zone. Shots in favor of Pioneers, 6-1. Oh, puck is all the way down in the Pioneer zone. Race for it. Speedster Kim tries to direct it behind the net. That's where Aronson was, but it's off his stick. Picked up by Pioneer. Mikos will bring it out center ice. Now picked up there by Brayburn. Now another shot that sails wide of the net. Mikos holds it in for the moment, but picked up by Aronson, and he'll dump it out center ice. Now another race for it again as Kim heads after it, along with Bryce Brown of Pioneer. And Brown will carry it out center ice. There's a quick shot, and nice save by Coulter.
Nice glove save by young Bobby Coulter there.
Good hard shot by Austin Carl.
Let's take a look at that goal once again. There he dumps it in. Moran, again, just in the right spot at the right time and takes advantage when you're supposed to take advantage. You put that first goal in, big deal in a big rivalry game like this.
Coulter didn't have his skate up against that post. Provided the opening for Moran. Al Maher working hard in behind the Huron net. Pass is intercepted. And down the ice. No icing. Evoy will go for it in the corner, now in behind the net. They'll reverse it. And centering pass is intercepted by Pioneer. And they'll break it down the ice. That's Stripling with it. That'll be picked up by Huron. Evoy will bring it out. They'll dump it deep. Evoy with a centering pass. It's off a skate and a stick and back out center ice. There's a shot along the ice. Save made. And puck up, back out center ice. Picked up by Bruiser Friedman. Shot along the ice. Save made by Gage. Now back down the ice comes Moran. Check it, that was Eric Barroso. Now Ryan Sylvester trying to clear it, can't do it. That'll be picked up by his brother, Jonathan Sylvester. Yeah, that's Jordan Sylvester, my mistake. Now we'll whistle a stoppage of play, another faceoff down in the Huron zone. 8:06 to play here in the first period. Pioneer with the lone goal, Anthony Moran scoring that one.
And you know, Pete, you mentioned it earlier, the shot's now 8-2 in favor of Pioneer. You know, we talked to some Pioneer folks before the game, and they were talking about how they don't give up a lot of goals, but they flat out don't give up a lot of shots. And tough to score some goals when you're not getting any shots on net.
Pioneer doing a good job keeping the play down in the Huron zone as well, keeping the pressure on that Huron defense. Held into the blue line. That shot sails wide. Now Brayburn turning with it. Nobody there for Pioneer. And Huron will clear it. And just like that, dumped right back into the Huron zone by Brown. Brown will hold it in once again. That shot off of a skate. That sails to the far corner. There's another quick shot. That one sails wide of the net. Now Evoy will pick it up at the blue line, turn with it, come through center ice, direct a shot directly on net. Easy save there by Gage. Held in by Friedman. And a giveaway. And Gage had to be quick there with the glove and knocked that one over the net. Evoy with the shot. Now Ficaro will pick it up and head into the Pioneer zone, surrounded by 4 Pioneers. That backhander over the net. Now Kim will dump it into the Pioneer zone. And Pioneer will bring it out center ice. Going back for it, Ryan Sylvester. Nice intercept by Marr. Marr with the shot. That one wide of the net. Now Marr's got it again to the far point. Quick shot. And another one wide of the net. Pioneer with the good pressure here. Now Aronson will pick it up. Kim will go after it for Huron. That one right on net. And Gage will hold it for the faceoff. Here's a look at that giveaway. Right on net. That's Ficaro with the shot. Got a little fancy with it, dumped it over the net instead of right on net.
And it was a great opportunity, but you could still see 3 Pioneer players rather all over him. You know, they're just doing their job so far, doing what they're supposed to be doing back there.
Well, face-off control by Pioneer. They'll bring it out center ice. Here on defense there to pick it up and dump it back in. Pioneer will go for the line change. Pioneer trying to control it. Huron doing a good job keeping the puck in the Pioneer zone. Now Evoy will pick it up, centering pass, and Ficcaro's shot sails wide of the net. Now Friedman back to the point, where it's blocked, and back out center ice where Boo Friedman, his brother, will pick it up. Now Yenkel will head into the Huron zone for Pioneer. Picking it up in behind the net is Craig Phillips. And that up into the netting.
And there we go on that last rush with Huron. That's really the first time the entire game we've seen Huron with some extended playing time inside their offensive zone.
First time we've seen Huron with a controlled flow for a period of time in the Pioneer zone in the first period here. There's a shot directed right on net. Another save by Coulter and another face-off. 4:43 to play here in the first period. As shots are starting to even up. It's now 9-6 favor of Pioneer. It was 4-1 and 8-2 earlier in this first period. Now there's a shot glove save.
Expertly saved by Bobby Coulter there, who actually has one of the highest save percentages in the entire state currently.
Now Jason Mazy's with that shot. There's a backhander along the ice, stick save. Carl will go for it. Another pass right through the goal mouth. Nobody there for Pioneer to pick it up. Huron will bring it out center ice. Now Mikos will go back after it, turn behind, sit behind his net. That'll be held in at the blue line. Bouncing puck. Aronson turns it back to the near corner. Or Mikos will pick it up. Mazy's able to get it out over the blue line, so delayed offside. Huron will tag up. They'll go for the line change, as does Pioneer. And Moran will direct it deep inside the Huron zone. Huron sends it back out center ice, picked up there by Marr. Marr into the Huron zone. Chasing after it, Stripling. Stripling still has it, turns with it. He loses control of the puck, where it's picked up by Evoy for Huron. And he'll dump it back down into the Pioneer zone. No icing. Now puck back out center ice. Ficcaro hands it off to Evoy. They'll send it back to Friedman. And that long shot right on net, directed aside by Gage. Moran tries to get it to Marr. And the Huron players lock it up over there on the far boards. And finally, Pioneer brings it out center ice. Now Moran will skate it into the Huron zone, looking for some help. And Huron will send it down the ice. And that's far enough for icing. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first period. Pioneer with the only goal, Anthony Moran with that one. Look at the crowd on hand for this matchup. Those old-time crosstown rivals. Now giveaway. Teams fighting for possession. Held in by Pioneer. There's a shot that sails wide. Held into the blue line. Another shot, save made, and a quick rebound. And another save by Coulter. He had to be quick there. Nathan Yenkel with that rebound. Coulter had to be sharp there.
No, Coulter's been definitely up to the task so far this afternoon.
Held into the blue line once again by Pioneer. And Coulter will freeze it and get another face-off. Face-off won by Pioneer. Shot from the blue line over the net. Now Huron finally will bring it out of their own zone. Jordan Sylvester sends it deep. Leo Kim will chase after it. Mikos there to cover up for Pioneer. Now Yenkel stopped at center ice. And Huron will pick it up. Huron finally completing the line change. They'll go for the defensive change as well. Evoy down deep, forechecking. He's taken off the puck. Pioneer will get out of their own zone. Picked up by Marr. Now sent back into the Huron zone by Packard. Huron will clear. Evoy will pick it up. Send it to Ficarra with a quick shot and a backhander. And a pad save. And a pile up in front of the Pioneer net. Gage had to be sharp there, Nick.
Absolutely great play by Evoy and his line mate there. Just couldn't finish it off there.
Yeah, Ficarra had an open net. Once he made contact with the puck, Gage stuck his pad out and made the save.
You will see that again right there.
There's a backhander by Evoy. Ficarra with the first shot, creating the rebound.
That might be the spark that Huron needs to really get into it, get into a flow here, and try to tie this thing up.
Now puck all the way back into the Huron zone. Face-off come back down to the Pioneer end.
Also, we're starting to see a little bit of that physicality that you know and love from a good rivalry game. Physicality, but no penalties yet.
On the last face-off, the clock did not start. It was frozen momentarily, so they adjusted that. 10 seconds left to go in the first period. Puck back out center ice. Now 5 seconds. And Pioneer will hold it, and that'll do it for the first period. Pioneer with the lone tally here in the first. Anthony Moran with that. And we're going to take a quick break and come back with second period action here on City TV Sports.
In residential areas surrounding the University of Michigan, it's commonplace to see upholstered furniture on porches. So I'd like to talk to you about the dangers of combustibles on porches. To sustain a fire, you need three things: fuel, anything combustible or flammable; heat, an ignition source; and oxygen. For a fire to ignite and continue to burn, all three elements must be present. Porches do not have early warning devices like smoke detectors. And with a fuel source like old sofas, chairs, and trash storage, this is a recipe for danger. Heat will radiate to the upholstered furniture, causing a rapid buildup of heat and gases. Fire needs oxygen to burn, and it will travel toward the nearest oxygen source. Fire can spread quickly, blowing out windows and spreading into a house. With a ready supply of oxygen, fire is allowed to burn freely. As long as a free-burning fire has fuel, it will double in size every 45 seconds. This fire burned rapidly, but upholstered furniture outdoors is even more susceptible to fire due to weathering, giving it the potential to spread at an alarming rate. Heat and smoke will rise to the highest point and then begin to spread outward to the ceiling of a room or up the stairs to the second floor, causing a chimney effect. At ceiling level, temperatures in a fire can reach up to 1,400 degrees Fahrenheit. At this level, temperatures are around 800 degrees. That's why it's important to stay low. The first priority of the Ann Arbor Fire Department is the safety of all its citizens. So don't keep anything on the porch that can give a fire the fuel it needs to grow.
Battalion 2 to dispatch. Fire's under control. Everyone's out safe.
Sunny, but a bit breezy. It's a perfect day for a bike ride. But wait, you forgot something important.
Wearing a helmet is the most important factor to minimize injury and even death if a cyclist is involved in any kind of accident. Although it isn't mandatory, it is highly recommended for every cyclist.
Back for City TV Sports presentation of Pioneer and Huron hockey. Just one goal scored in that first period. Nick, you want to recap that?
Yeah, goal scored by Anthony Moran at 11:38 into the first period, assisted by Nikos Mikos and Louis Marr. And it was a goal of opportunity. They had a guy right in front of the net. He took advantage of the rebound. He did what you're supposed to do.
Well, Huron out on the ice. Here comes Pioneer. And we're about to get this second period underway. Jordan Sylvester and Louis Marr will face it off. Marr wins that face-off. Now Marr will pick it up, send a shot towards the goal. Blocked over the net. Now back out center ice. Now puck will head over to the far side of the ice. Picked up by Huron. Campbell will get it there. Intercepted by Marr. Marr will head into the Huron zone. Still with it. Marr looking to pass. Now he's in behind the net. There's a quick shot. Blocked it to the side. Huron still hasn't gotten out of their own zone. Now they do. Aronson will bring it out center ice. Kim will punch it down into the Pioneer zone. Lay right to the next Gage. And intercepted by Evoy. Evoy in behind the net. It's knocked off the puck, and Pioneer will bring it back out center ice. Moran directed on net. Stick save made. And now we have a whistle, and the net is off its moorings.
Off its moorings mainly because there was a Pioneer player inside of it. So they'll work that back into it.
L face-off will stay in the Huron zone. Referee having a word with the Pioneer coach.
There you got the official talking to Coach Paul Fassbender. This is Fassbender's first full year as head coach at Pioneer.
Possibly looking for an explanation on why no penalty call. The Pioneer player dumped into the Huron net. Now face-off controlled by Huron. Held in at the blue line by Pioneer. Now puck back out center ice. Now Brown will come back to his own blue line with it. Now bring it up center ice. Picking it up there is Carl. Carl will grab it again. Look for a centering pass. He gets it back quickly. Now intercepted by Bruiser Friedman, brought out center ice. Brother Boo doing the same thing. They'll circle with it. Now Brown will send it into the Huron zone. Brown can't hold it in. Sends it back in off sides. And we'll have a face-off out over the Huron blue line.
Already in this young second period, you can see Huron making a concerted effort to get some guys in front of their goalie as well to try to move away Pioneers players who have really just been camped out there the entire game so far.
Face-off won by Pioneer. They'll bring it into the Huron zone. That pass is broken up. Good job by Aronson. Now Canfield back to Aronson. Held in once again at the blue line. That pass is intercepted by Huron. Nobody there to get it out. It'll stay in the Huron zone. Now centering pass misses everybody for Pioneer. Now intercepted by Pioneer. Back to the blue line. Whiffed on that shot. Intercepted and brought back out center ice by Aronson. Aronson will dump it down deep. Gage will stick it back in behind him, behind the net. Now picked up by Yankel. Yankel one-on-one. Tries to deke Sylvester, can't do it. And Canfield will bring it back out center ice for Huron. Now Kim on the forecheck. He's taken off the puck. And Pioneer will shoot it back out center ice. Picked up by Jordan Sylvester. Huron will complete their line change. Barroso will bring it in as Pioneer goes for the line change. Marr chasing after it. Now back to the blue line. Big slap shot. Right on net. Coulter was looking behind him there, but he made the save, and he'll get the face-off.
Wasn't entirely sure, got stuck in his pads there, but good fortune for him. Hey, there it is.
.12:59 to play here in the second period. Face-off picked up by Marr, turning with it in the far corner. Now puck in behind the net. Moran will pick it up there. Now turning with it, still on his backhand. Now back to the blue line, held in by Mikos. Back to Moran. Now to Marr with the slap shot. That one sails wide of the net. Held in at the blue line by Pioneer. And Friedman will clear the zone, send it down. Not far enough for an icing. Mikos will grab it there. He'll hand it off to Brown. And the puck will come back out center ice where Bonnie will pick it up for Huron. Now intercepted. Moran will carry into the Huron zone. Moran dumped. Now Marr with it. They go for the extra man on the delayed penalty call. And we have a stoppage of play. And tripping is the call.
And you saw Moran get dumped there for that penalty, and it's tough. I mean, Moran is clearly bigger than pretty much everybody else out on the ice there. Sometimes you just get caught up. You'll take a guy down the wrong way.
Now, Bruiser Freakman will head to the penalty box for tripping. And Pioneer will have the first power play of the game.
In other news, not shocking to see someone named Bruiser in the penalty box.
I think he's going to want to see you after the game for that. Face-off controlled by Pioneer. Back to the blue line. Mikos with it. Now back to Marr. Marr with a shot. Through a man. Save made. Now Marr will pick it up again in the near corner. Back to Mikos at the point. Now back to Marr. Marr skating in once again. He shoots. He scores! Louis Marr with this wrist shot. Puts it past Coulter, and Pioneer leads 2-0. Great give and go between Marr and Mikos. And that converts into Pioneer's second goal of the game.
Marr definitely has a dangerous wrist shot. We've seen it a few times here so far in this game.
Now face-off tipped into the Huron zone by Macy's. Now puck right in front again. There's shot, open net. Covered up by Coulter. Bouncing puck now back to the blue line. And finally Coulter will grab it with the glove and hold it for the face-off. Another dangerous play there for the Huron defense. Pioneer with an open net. Could not convert.
Big scramble right in front of the net. Nothing scarier for a goaltender, seeing all those bodies flying around and probably not entirely sure where the puck's at.
Face-off controlled by Huron. Well, Pioneer on the forecheck, centering pass. Redirected shot. That ends up behind the Huron net. Now picked up by Carl. Back to Carl right in front of the net. And Huron had to be quick there to stop another opportunity. Puck comes back out center ice. Evoy forechecking down in the Pioneer zone. Another giveaway right in front of the net. Sticked aside by Gage. Another giveaway right in front of the net. That looked like a goal off the crossbar. And we have a referee's whistle.
It never gave the signal as a goal, but man, just from our angle here, it sure looked like it was underneath that top crossbar.
Never heard the sound of the clank that normally you hear when it's off that crossbar. Sure looked in the net from here. But we have a face-off down to the right of Gage, controlled by Pioneer. That puck's going to go all the way down the ice right on net, so no icing. And Coulter will freeze it and get a face-off down in the other end.
You know, the main thing back down at that Pioneer end was a couple of giveaways right down there, and that's obviously the last thing you want to do. A wise man once said, giveaways in your own end are like ex-wives. The more you have, the more you're going to pay.
Nicely put, Nick. Nicely put.
I'll be here all afternoon.
Now puck held into the blue line, redirected. And Coulter makes the save in between the pads.
But you called it before, did the same thing there again, kind of looked behind him just to make sure, like, hey, did that go through there? Right now we've got the shots are 20-8.
There's another save, big rebound, bouncing puck. And the River Rats dodge another bullet there. Now Marr will bring it in, drop it back to Moran. There's a quick shot. Goal! Anthony Moran with his second goal of the game. He goes 5-hole on Coulter and makes it a 3-0 game, favor the Pioneers.
And I'm sure that Coulter saw all of those purple and black uniforms cycling in front of him with that three-man rush coming. Let's take a look at that again. There's Brand, just sidesteps his man, slips it right in between the pads.
Oh, Pine are really putting on the pressure here in the second period. They lead by 3 now. 9:40 to play here in the second period. Held into the blue line by Pioneer. Now Packard. He'll hold it in once again at the blue line. Now into the middle, right into the slot, shoot, and save made. Eric Barossa with that last shot for Pioneer. And the Pioneers are buzzing. Now Bradburn with the centering pass. Does not connect, back to the blue line. Now picking it up, Carl back to the blue line again for a big slap shot. Bouncing behind the net. Now cleared by Friedman down the ice. Chase for it will be won by Joshua Packard. And Bradburn will carry it in, and he'll drop it back for Carl, but the Carl right there to intercept it. And the puck back down into the Pioneer zone. That's far enough for an icing. And the faceoff will come back down in the River Rat zone.
Here we just take a look at that shot earlier on from the game. And it sure looks...
It looks like it's off the post. I can see red behind the puck. Well, a good call by the referees. Looks like that was off the crossbar.
As usual, the referee is 100% correct. Well done.
And to the referees at this game, Nick says the check is in the mail. Well, the puck up into the netting, so we have a stoppage of play. I think they're deciding where the faceoff will take place.
And maybe Huron a little thankful for this little bit of a slowdown. Gives them a chance to get off their heels, catch their breath, and try to rebound from these 1-2 punches from Pioneer here. Now we've got our officials once again talking to the Pioneer bench.
That ref looks like he's saying, I have no idea what's going on.
Now we've got the other referee speaking with Coach Ken Westerman.
Still trying to figure out what the referees are discussing with the Pioneer bench.
Now it looks like one of them over by the official scorekeeper. It seems like an awful lot of discussion for that puck going up into the net. I'm
Absolutely
really interested to see what's going on here.
Trying to get some explanation from the PA announcer, but I think he previously worked at a McDonald's drive-thru. Can't understand a word he said.
It looks like the confabs are starting to break up, though. We were getting a few Huron players coming out.
Well, the puck is sitting in the face-off area to the right of the Huron goaltender, Coulter.
There you see Bobby Coulter again speaking with the referees, getting the lowdown. I don't know. Maybe they're just chatting about the weather.
Still trying to figure out what the discussion. I don't look like they're talking to the goal referee, or either that's the Pioneer coach. I can't really tell. The 3 intern assistants that went into the locker room are now back on the bench, the Pioneer bench side. I'm not sure what they went into the locker room for.
Your guess is as good as mine, Pete. Right now, I've got nothing.
Both teams back out on the ice. Not really sure what created that stoppage of play. 8:23 to play in the second.
Whatever the issue was, it's cool and we're ready to go now.
Now we're back underway. Now Mikos will pick it up. He'll dump it into the near corner. Jordan Sylvester grabs it in behind his own net. Tries to break it out, but it's intercepted by Yenkel. Now pinching in is Mikos. He lost his glove, but picks it back up. Now back to Mikos again. Slap shot through a bunch of players, redirected. But cleared by the Huron defense. Now Ryan Sylvester go back after it. Trying to get it to Kim. Now he finally gets it to Leo Kim, and Kim will bring it back out center ice. And now we have a whistle. Looks like we're going to have a penalty. Ben Siller into the penalty box for Pioneer, and Huron will have their first power play opportunity of the game. Nick, they really need to score in this power play with 7:36 left in the second period.
I was thinking the exact same thing. This is the perfect opportunity for Huron to try to get back into this game. Down 3-0, getting outshot 25-8. Here's their chance to get some pucks in front of the net, and hopefully something good happens for him before the end of this period.
Well, this is a major penalty. This is a 5-minute penalty. Well, that shot never made it through. Another one directed behind the net. Now cleared by Pioneer. Brought down the ice by Stripling. Siller got a major penalty for high sticking. And Pioneer will clear the zone, so this is a major penalty, so Huron can keep scoring and stay on the power play for the entire 5 minutes.
And again, if you're Huron, this is just what the doctor ordered. This is exactly what they need. They need to calm things down. They need to pass the puck a lot, and they need to get some open shots.
Louis Marr will head into the Huron zone shorthanded. Stick handling. It behind the net. Now we'll bring it out. Now skated out all the way up center ice.
That's a savvy veteran move right there. Hold on to it. Kill some of this time off.
3:43 left in the major penalty. 6:16 left in the period. Now, Evoy will carry into the Pioneer zone. He'll dump it in. Now Ben Packard back there along with his defensive mate to Bryce Brown. Controlled by Huron, back to the blue line. Slap shot. That sails wide of the net. Still controlled by Huron. Now Sylvester with the wrist shot. That one sails wide. Looked like Kim right there on the doorstep couldn't convert. Now back to the blue line once again. That one's directed wide. Now Sylvester at the blue line once again. And he'll hold it in one more time, dump it deep in behind the net. Going after it is Brown. And we have another whistle.
I think he touched that with a high stick, maybe.
I think Huron's going to get a 5-on-3 here. Nope, puck handled with a high stick, so the faceoff will come all the way back down to the Huron zone. 5:21 to play in the period. Face-off won by Pioneer. They'll hold on to it. Canfield with it for Huron. He sends it to Aronson. Sylvester will send it deep. Picked up there by Joshua Packard, held into the blue line. Big slapper, blocked out in front. Back to the blue line once again, save made. Nice pad save by Gage there, still held into the blue line. Now it's intercepted and sent down the ice, at least out in the center ice zone. Canfield at the center ice line. He's had his stick lifted, and Pioneer will send it back deep. 1:55 to play in the penalty. And here we'll regroup one more time. Another intercept by Pioneer. That's Bradburn. Here will cover up at their own blue line. Canfield will circle with it and bring it out center ice. Now Friedman, he loses control. Picked up by Carl. Now Ryan Sylvester will pick it up. Come out center ice, intercepted by Bradburn again, sent into the Huron zone. Ryan Sylvester once again will bring it out center ice. Bruiser Friedman dumps it down deep into the Pioneer zone. A minute left in the penalty. And Gage will grab it for the faceoff. Great job by the Pioneers on this penalty kill.
Excellent job by the Pioneer penalty kill, as well as their sophomore goaltender. And here we'll take a look at one of Huron's great opportunities. Oh, just missed it there. And then once again, second effort by Kim.
Now Pioneer will send it down deep into the Huron zone once again. Intercepted at the blue line one more time by Pioneer. And we have a stoppage of play with the referee's whistle and another Pioneer penalty.
The referee there talking to Captain Louis Marr. Or maybe he's just coaxing him into the penalty box. I'm not sure, one way or another.
So a 5-on-3 situation for Huron for 28 seconds. And then they can continue the power play 5-on-4 after that. A great sequence for Huron, just not able to put the puck in the net yet. Now puck back to the blue line, Canfield with it. He'll send it to Ryan Sylvester. Sylvester will direct it on net. Sticked aside by Mikos. And handle with a high stick. So that faceoff will come all the way back down to the River Rat zone. 2:50 to play here in the second.
And 15 seconds still left on this 5-on-3. Huron needs to win this one, get down and rush their zone quickly.
Well, faceoff controlled by Huron, doing just what you said, Nick. Bringing it down the ice quickly. Back to Friedman. Friedman's shot is blocked. Held in by Sylvester. Back to Friedman. Now Bruiser will send it over to Sylvester. Back to Canfield. Bouncing puck. Open net. Big rebound. Ben Packard covering up there. And Gage makes another save, and he'll hold it for the faceoff. And Pioneer successfully kills that 5-minute major.
Just a monster effort by the Pioneers. Penalty kill as well as their goaltender. Killing off a 5-minute penalty, not an easy thing to do.
And now they got to kill off another minute 20 of the next Huron power play. 2:23 to play in the period. And that one lifted high up into the rafters, and we'll have another stoppage to play.
Hit the ceiling dead on. Don't see that very often.
Yeah,
and here
big
we see the
rebound
replay.
given up by Gage. clearing attempt blocked by Huron. Now Moran will get it out center ice for Pioneer. Boo Friedman will play it off the boards. Bouncing puck. Picked up by Mazies, and he'll send it into the Huron zone, deep into the near corner. Now picked up by Leo Kim. He'll get it out center ice. Aronson will get it into the Pioneer zone. Just 30 seconds left in the power play. Puck back to the blue line. Friedman there. Misdirected shot. Sails wide of the net. Now Kim will go after it in the near corner. Now back to Friedman. He'll send it back down deep. Friedman will pinch in. Hold it into the zone. And that'll do it for the power play for Huron. Pioneer successfully killing off that one. And we remain a 3-0 game in favor of the Pioneers. Less than a minute to play in the second period. Now Marr will head back into the Huron zone. He'll pick it up one more time. Gets some room for himself. Shoots, he scores! Louis Marr with 39.4 in the period, and Pioneer takes a commanding 4-0 lead.
And you just can't say enough about, again, that Pioneer penalty kill. They kill off a 5-minute penalty, then they go another 2 minutes without their captain, without their star. And not more than 20 seconds out of getting out of the box, Louis Marr puts the biscuit in the basket. And
here's Marr, made himself some room and just flipped it, wrist shot, past Coulter.
There's that wrister again.
Under 30 seconds in the second. Now bouncing puck, held into the blue line by Huron. 10 seconds. Evoy can't handle it. Picked up there by Brown. And that'll do it for period number 2. It was all Pioneer. 3 goals in the second period, and they take the 4-0 lead heading into the third. We're going to take a quick break and be back with third period action right here on City TV Sports.
Hi, I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI.
Did you know? FYI has the scoop on local news, entertainment, and community issues.
Perfect. It's a keeper.
And that's a wrap. Good job, Dana.
FYI, from the studio to your front door.
Did you know most of your favorite City TV programs are available just a click away? Head to CTN's homepage and follow the video on demand link, and you can watch locally produced television that matters to you. Local news and information, election coverage, community events, and local sports. Check out Community Television Network's Video on Demand. CTN on your schedule.
And we are back for third period action. In the second period, it was all Pioneer. They scored 3 goals and take the 4-0 lead. Nick, you want to recap that scoring for us?
Yeah, as you mentioned, 3 goals by Pioneer, 2 by Louis Marr, and another goal by Anthony Moran. And it just, first of all, if your name doesn't end in an M, you're not scoring for Pioneer. But second of all, Huron had a big opportunity with a 5-minute power play, just couldn't convert.
Followed up with another power play right after that. Oh, the Riverheads are going to have to come up with some instant offense to get back in this game. Now Friedman will send it into the Pioneer zone. Yeah, if you were brothers and you wanted a nickname and you had the choice between Bruiser and Boo, which one would you take?
I'm going with Bruiser every single time, but I'm short, so I need to make up for it somehow.
Oh, back to the blue line, held in by Mikos. That one's blocked. Mikos will pick it up again. Evoy will disrupt that, send it back out center ice. Marr will go back after it. He'll circle in behind his own net. A long pass for Moran, tipped off his stick. Friedman will stick it into the Pioneer zone. And Gage will cover that up.
So now in between periods there, Pete, if you're Pioneers coach, what are you telling your guys?
I think you tell them to play solid defensively. Don't change your game plan at all. Keep playing hockey, keep playing hard, and go for goal number 5. I think laying back and trying to play a defensive game is probably the worst thing you can tell these Pioneer players. Tell them to keep playing their game. This isn't the only game of the year, so you got other games to play. No reason to change your style.
Absolutely. No reason to take your foot off the gas either.
Carl directs that on net. It's blocked. Sent back to the near corner. Now fighting for possession down in the near corner. There's a quick shot. Save made by Coulter. Held in by Pioneer. A pass for Carl off of his skate. A great opportunity had he been able to control that puck. Now Bradburn circling with it, centering pass to Carl. And again, he can't control it. Well, Bradburn will circle once again, tries to get it back to Carl. Bradburn picks it up once again. Still has it, back to the blue line. Now puck along the ice, save made by Coulter.
You know, we talk about teams laying back and playing defense. It almost looks like that's just what Huron was doing there. Not as aggressive as maybe they should be, and they were just laying back in front of their goaltender.
Well, down 4-0. I hope the Riverheads aren't resigned to losing this game. Still lots of time, 14:15 left to go in the third. Held into the blue line once again by Pioneer. Bouncing puck. Finally, they break it out of their own zone, get it out center ice. And we have a delayed penalty. Gage will head to the bench, and players flying everywhere. There'll be a penalty on Huron.
Is that a slashing call I think I might have seen?
Jake Talio will head to the penalty box for Huron. Talio will come out.
freshman John Cristiano takes his place in there, number 5.
Face-off controlled by Pioneer. There's a quick shot from Moran. Puck lay right in the goal mouth there. Held in by Moran once again. Now they'll reverse it back to Moran. Controls it, sends it along the ice. It's directed to the near boards by Evoy. Now Evoy picking it up. Mikos will get in his way. Ficarro will go after it. Boarding was the call on Cristiano. Another whistle and a stoppage of play.
Number 12, Camfield in there. Tripping will be the call on that.
Oh, 5-on-3 for 1:16 for Pioneer. It's exactly what Huron didn't need. Well, Bradburn will control it, send it back to the blue line. Picked up there by Ben Packard. Now over to Barroso. Oh, Barroso with it again. Shot, save made. Now Carl will direct it behind the net, picked up by Bradburn once again. Turning with it. They'll take the shot. Puck way up in the air. Picked up by Carl. Back to Bradburn. 37 seconds left of the 5-on-3. Now back to Bradburn once again, right on the doorstep. Carl. And the save made by Coulter.
Yeah, you can see Carl just eking in, just barely, slinking in to try to get one of those rebounds or try to get that pass from the slot. Just couldn't finish it off.
Here's a look at it on the replay. He whiffed at it on the first one. The pass was tipped, and he was digging at it there. And Coulter had his leg up against the post, and we remain 4-0 favor Pioneer. There's another quick shot by Pioneer. Left-handed shot by Marr. Huron will get it out center ice. Now Marr will go for it. He'll pick it up, circle with it, and head back into the Pioneer zone. The 5-on-3 over, 40 seconds of a power play left for Pioneer. Now Ryan Sylvester will get it out center ice.
And right now, if you're Huron, you're talking about minor victories and building on those for the rest of this game. And killing off that penalty is definitely a starting point for him.
Oh, Marr will pick it up on the near board, send it back to the blue line. Back to Marr, off his stick. Under 10 seconds of the power play. And a quick shot that sails high off the glass. Back to the blue line, held in there. Now power play is over. Mikos with it. Shot. Save made. Now Marr tried to control it. Now it's picked up by Evoy. And he'll send it down deep in the Pioneer zone. Huron will go for the line change. Now sent way up the ice, picked up by Moran. Big hit there by Moran on Boo Friedman. Now Marr with it. Back to the blue line. Shot. That never made it through. Now Bruiser Friedman will pick it up for Huron down the ice. Backhander. That sails high. Held into the blue line momentarily by Ficarro. Now out. pass off the stick of Mazies. Camfield now with it. He'll send it over to Bruiser Friedman. We'll bring it out center ice. Pass picked up by Vaccaro. Well, Moran will grab it for Pioneer. They'll send it along the boards. And back up the ice. Now picked up by Bradburn. Bradburn with it. Can't get the shot off. Puck all the way down the ice. And that's good for the icing call.
You know, right now, since that power play has ended, or since the shorthandedness for Huron has ended, they've really opened things up a lot. They're looking for longer passes. They're being way more aggressive in the neutral zone. And if they keep this up, maybe some good things can happen for them here with 9:18 left to go.
Face-off won by Pioneer. Carl will send it in behind the net. Picked up there by Drew Bonney over to Leo Kim. This pass was behind Aronson. Intercepted by Carl. And Carl taking off the puck, held into the blue line. That's Bradburn with it. Now going behind the net with it. He's still got it. Tried to direct the puck on the side of the net. It's cleared by Huron all the way down the ice. And another icing call. Now face-off controlled by Huron. Nearly held into the blue line, but out into the center ice zone, now down into the Pioneer zone. Jeremy Brown turning with it behind his own net. That puck back out center ice. Now Mikos will send it in. Huron will clear it back down the ice. And far enough for the icing call. 8:03 to play here in the third period. Hope you're enjoying all the action here on City TV Sports. I'm Pete Poyer along with Nick Wisniewski with all the play-by-play action for you. Picked up. Now Vaccaro will head over the blue line. Back to Evoy. That shot sails wide of the net. Now Pioneer will clear it out center ice. Evoy loses it off his stick. Picked up by Yankel. He stopped cold inside the blue line. Now back out center ice. Another intercept by Pioneer. Whipped on that pass. Now knocked to the ice is Yankel. Now shot. That went wide of the net. Held in momentarily at the blue line. Yankel will send it right back in. 6:45 to play here in the third period. Pioneer more than doubling up. Huron on the shots, 31-15. Now Evoy will direct it into the Pioneer zone. It's covered up there by the Pioneer defense. And back out center ice. Now Huron having to tag up on the delayed offsides. Joshua Packard loses control. Pioneer will cover up, bring it out. Louis Marr chasing after it. He'll pick it up on the far boards. Send it back to Moran. Pass is intercepted by Huron, picked up by Aronson. He loses control of the puck, and Pioneer will just shoot it right back in. Now puck back to the blue line, skating in with it. Shot, save made. Now Moran still with it. Tries to backhand her out in front of the net. Picked up by Huron. They'll send it down the ice. Near giveaway by Pioneer right there in front of the net. Now Pioneer will cover up and send it back out center ice. Now Mikos hands it off to Carl. Carl still with it. Shot along the ice. And save made by Coulter. There's a quick shot. Another save by Coulter. He covers up. And we'll have a face-off to his right.
And these last few minutes have definitely been a microcosm of the entire game for Pioneer. What they're doing is just being aggressive with their forechecking and clogging up the middle, not letting Huron get anywhere near their end to score or even get shots off. And Pioneer's done this the entire game. They've done a great job of that.
Well, face-off controlled by Huron. Evoy will set it into the Pioneer zone. No, River Rats really sticking with the dump and chase method this entire game. I don't think it's really done them a whole lot of good. Hasn't created any offensive opportunities.
No, you've mentioned they don't want to get off of their game plan, but that said, maybe it's time to abandon that game plan when, like we mentioned, they're getting outshot 33-16.
Held into the blue line by Sylvester. There's a shot and a save made by Gage. 4 minutes left in the game. Pioneer with the 4-0 advantage.
Carl Gage there stopped all 17 of the shots he's faced thus far.
Now face-off finally picked up by Pioneer. Carl's pass does not connect. Picked up by Aronson inside the blue line. Right in front of the net, and Aronson whiffs on it. Now picked up by Bradburn, and he's dumped. And we have a whistle.
Looked like Leo Kim there.
Looks like tripping will be the call. Oh, hooking is the call.
And the senior Kim, he knew it as soon as it happened. No argument, no fighting, just off to the box.
There's a backhander by Carl, covered up by Coulter. Here's a replay. Aronson right out in front for the whiff. Huron's had many opportunities in this game, just unable to convert on any of them.
Yeah, big opportunities, a few open nets, but things just like that last play that we just saw. Maybe your eyes just get a little bit big and can't pull the trigger proper.
Now picked up by Carl in the slot. He shoots. And that sails wide of the net. Now back to the blue line, held in there by Stripling. Now Bradburn with it. He'll get it back. Shot. Big rebound. Bouncing puck. And covered up by Huron. They'll bring it out center ice. Evoy with it. He loses one man skating in. And he's knocked off the puck. Evoy will pick it up at center ice. And finally, Evoy knocked off the puck. And Pioneer will send it down into the Huron zone.
Yeah, even though Pioneer up 4-0, their defensemen still really working hard to get back and make the plays that they're supposed to be making here.
Big shot by Marr. That was deflected up and over the net. Now Pioneer threatening once again. Moran with it, he'll turn. And good job by Ryan Sylvester to knock him off the puck and send it down the ice. No icing. Here's Evoy breaking in. And the nice save by Gage, preserving the shutout. Just a minute and a half to play here in the game. Mikos tries to carry it in to the Huron zone. He's taken off the puck. Pioneer controlling now. Moran with it. They'll send it in deep. Now bouncing puck under a minute to play. Moran with it again. Behind the Huron net. This pass intercepted by Evoy. Evoy 1-on-3. And he's taken off the puck once again. And back out center ice.
Evoy really trying to be the catalyst there, but taking on 3 dudes in your own zone, probably not going to end well.
And there's a goal for Huron. As they break the ice late, 27 seconds left to play. Looked like a backhander up over the goaltender. We got Bruiser Friedman on that goal for Huron. Here's a shot by Sylvester. That's Ficcaro with the backhander.
And just proved being in the right place at the right time and taking advantage of a nice opportunity.
And Michael Ficcaro breaks the ice. No shutout for Pioneer. Under 10 seconds. And another stoppage of play. And a face-off with 5.5 seconds to play in the game. Down deep in the Pioneer zone. Huron just looking for some respect here. They pull the goaltender.
Yeah, probably not a whole lot to lose here by pulling their goaltender.
Now puck back out center ice, and that's going to kill off the rest of the time. And Pioneer comes away with the 4-1 victory here at the Arbor Ice Cube. Nick, any last thoughts?
No, I mean, basically the big thing here was both teams came in with game plans, and Pioneer really executed theirs. They did a great job. They killed penalties, and they were just definitely the better team this afternoon.
I'd like to thank all the people that make this production possible. Our director, Rob Cross. Audio replay and computer graphics by Greg McDonald. Our camera guys, Joe Dinda, Robert Hughes, Jim McKinley, and Katsumi Nagai. For Nick Wisniewski, this is Pete Poyer. Once again, the final from the Arbor Ice Cube. It's Pioneer 4 and Huron 1.